Well, thank you for joining us. This is Andrew Williams Jr. I am the president of 5 Points Youth Foundation in Los Angeles, California, as well as a Goodwill Ambassador for the UNESCO Center for Peace, based in Fredericksburg, Maryland, founded by Guy Jochen in 2004, and the founder of the AJ Action Team, which I launched in 2012. On August the 1st at Jackson Park in Windsor, Canada, children will stand together and sing, "We Are the World." Their voices will rise over the very ground where we unveiled the Emancipation Celebration Monument. In that moment, something larger than a ceremony will take place, that they belong to one another. I want to begin there because that song is both the destination and the reason I founded the AJ Action Team. We still live in two worlds. One world is surrounded by opportunity, capital, technology, and clear pathways to prosperity. The other is surrounded by barriers, disconnected systems, underinvestment, and limited access to those same opportunities. Geography still decides too much. A child's postal code too often predicts their future before their talent has a chance to speak. I refuse to accept that as permanent. That refusal is becoming the AJ Island Virtual Campus, the first approved UNESCO Peace Club in the world, building on the foundation established by Guy Jochen in 2004. It was born from a desire to support the growing call to have the Detroit River recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. These waters once carried freedom seekers on the final stretch of the Underground Railroad, which also will be celebrating throughout the entire month of September. They still separate and connect two nations. The campus pays tribute to the enslaved Africans who paid the ultimate price for the plantation economy of British North America. It is dedicated to children everywhere on Mother Earth, including those nations in the Commonwealth and all other nations, and it honors the sacred legacy of Turtle Island. Technology is no longer optional. Artificial intelligence, virtual reality, immersive learning, and STEAM tools are reshaping every industry. The real question is not whether technology will shape our children, it is whether our children will be equipped to shape technology. One world already owns the tools. The other is still asking for access. Digital inclusion is no longer enough. We must move into digital ownership. That is the work of AJ Island. We do not do this work alone. Upward mobility has never been created by a single organization. It requires ecosystems, schools, industry, government, faith communities, families, and youth themselves. When those forces align, mobility becomes possible. When they remain silos, it stalls. I think of TJ Travis walking 750 kilometers from Ottawa to Windsor for peace and unity, arriving at Jackson Park on Emancipation Day. He walked in honor of ancestors who crossed into Canada as freedom seekers. And this year, we welcome another chapter, the first ever Windsor arrival for Emancipation Day by DeWitt R. Lee III, the architect of Bill 75 and the Emancipation Month legislation. 75, a sacred tenth, a tithe of the 750 for peace. In that number, we hear the continuation of a living covenant, from the long walk of remembrance to the legislative walk of recognition, both arriving here on the banks of the Detroit River. Talent is universal. Opportunity is not. Our mission at the AJ Action Team is to strengthen every link in the chain, from aspiration to career, exposure, exploration, engagement, experience, employment. When those links hold, upward mobility stops being a slogan and becomes a path a child can actually walk. On September 30th Orange Shirt Day in Canada, we launch AJ Island. We invite every child, every parent, every educator, every community member to step onto that virtual campus with us, not as spectators, but as co-creators. The future is not something that happens to communities. The future is something communities must help design. So I'll return to the question I began with. Is upward mobility reality or myth? It depends on what we do next. If we keep operating in silos, it remains elusive. If we invest in technology without investing in people, it remains unequal. If we fail to build real pathways, it remains inaccessible. But if we connect the memory of the Underground Railroad, the call to honor the Detroit River, the 750 for peace, the sacred tithe of Bill 75, and the clear voices of children singing, "We are the world," then upward mobility becomes more than a goal, it becomes a destination. And one day, there will no longer be a tale of two worlds. There will simply be one community, spanning the river, honoring Turtle Island, and reaching children everywhere on Earth. The true measure of community is not how high a few can rise, but how many can rise together. Our theme, and we ask you to join us in sharing it, is very simple. Unity in the community world vibe, fighting with peace and not for it.